Jayaha Shivara Jaya here from vitalcoaching.com. The topic for this video is, are we being watched by advanced alien civilizations? I don't know about you, but personally I like the idea. And I like the idea because it makes sense to me. It makes sense in my field to imagine that in all this vast galaxy that we live in, that there might be human-like races that are far ahead of us in terms of evolution. Imagine where we will be maybe 2 million years from now, which is nothing in the scale of the life of this planet or in the scale of the life of the galaxy or the universe. It's a tiny little fraction of time. So us, 2 million years from now, where do you think we will be? How much of this galaxy do you feel we will have explored? Maybe we will have reached certain planets, environments that are already inhabited by other human beings, human-like civilizations, but maybe far less advanced than us. How will we interfere or interact with these beings? Are we going to make contact and bring in, our technology maybe? Start developing new languages to communicate with these races. So imagine that we are already ahead of them. Imagine what happens right now when, for instance, we make contact with a lost tribe somewhere in the Amazons, right? We make contact, we arrive with helicopters and watch over these tribes. And these beings, of course, are freaking out. They go like, what's going on here? But basically, the thing that we are doing with these races, with these tribes that haven't been contacted yet by modern civilization, is that we tend to leave them alone. We are afraid of bringing in, for instance, diseases or aspects of civilization that would maybe disturb the balance, the fine balance that they have found. So imagine that right now we have alien life forms that are benevolent, full of love, full of care for our civilization. We are like little children for them, right? And imagine that they arrive on this planet in the invisible spheres, that they have ways to stay, unseen from our eyes, and they are just watching, observing what's happening on planet Earth. And, their guidelines or their values is, don't mess up, don't interfere. The technologies that we have developed, the humankind is not yet ready. Let them develop their own consciousness in their own pace, in their own rhythm. We are just going to keep an eye on that civilization, on this human civilization, so that they don't mess up. Okay? This is one of the possibilities. And to tell you the truth, it makes sense. And so we get maybe little hints here and there. Oh, maybe, where does that come from? And we start realizing that maybe there is a slight input coming from outer space, coming from the galaxy, coming from what I call the galactic grid. And the idea that I'm bringing in right now into this video is just a possibility. It doesn't mean that you have to adopt it, but I'm putting it out there as a possibility because in my mind, this has become a reality more and more. It makes sense, simply makes sense to me. So the idea of these alien life forms watching over us and kind of supervising a little bit our evolution, like telepathically inspiring some core scientists or engineers to develop some technology. An engineer or a scientist might wake up one day with an idea and go like, wow, let's try that. Say, where did the idea come from? Maybe that idea was seeded. Maybe what we call a muse is something that comes from really intelligent beings that come in the form of, elves in our being or supernatural beings, and that inspire certain actions. So this inspiration is really powerful. Another way to look at it in terms of the interference or in terms of the input of these alien life forms might be in the seeding of civilizations. Seeding of, new ideas, new developments in our consciousness, and they come and just like, like a wave of subtle wind in our consciousness coming and inspiring humankind to explore, new spaces and new areas in our human existence. So Yeah, I put the question out there for you. What do you feel? What is this something that is part of your reality? Is this something that feels completely strange to you, or is this something that is already integrated in your field? And when you think about this vast space, it makes no sense to you that this space is empty.